this week's pre-foreclosure tip of the week from Preforeclosure Daily Grind and Chris the Drummer Bowes and Bob LaChance. How you guys doing today? Anyway, we have a fantastic pre-foreclosure daily grind today. Today we're going to talk about two main things. We have a deal right now with Litton Loan Servicing, and this particular deal we're going to talk about extending foreclosure sales and what to look for and look at in your backyard. It's number one. Number two, we're going to talk about SLS, Specialized Loan Servicing, and particularly when they're in the second position in their extensions, and also how long they actually take from start to finish. This is lately. Okay, could change tomorrow, could change next week. I don't know, but this is lately. Last two deals. So, Chris, let's talk a little bit about the Litton Loan Servicing property we're working on right now, and that actually has a foreclosure date next week.
Right.
What happened with that property?
Well, at this point, we've been working on this thing for a while. They've postponed. We've gotten the bank to postpone the foreclosure about 5 times. Now, this particular foreclosure is an auction.
So
it's a
foreclosure
sale.
by sale.
Right. So in our home state of Connecticut, it costs roughly $6,000 to postpone a sale or an auction.
A foreclosure sale.
So basically, since they've already postponed it five times, at this point now, Litton they're at the end of the line. They can't postpone it anymore. So
okay, so yeah, and let's talk a little bit about that. The costs. Okay, and this is what everyone needs to do. You need to go in your home state and find out exactly how much it costs to postpone a foreclosure sale, and also how much it costs from start to finish. For instance, state of Connecticut, I know we touched upon this before, but the reason we're able to, and I'll go again, I know we're bouncing around, but then we'll explain why and how Chris was able to get these foreclosure sales extended. So let's go over the cost first, then we'll jump into that. Number one, if we're about a month out of a sale within Connecticut, we have the committee, who's the attorney for the courts, also start racking up some fees.
Right.
Because what they do is they go to the homeowner's house, knock in a sign, that big sign that says your house is being auctioned off at a certain date, which is typically about a month out. Then within, I believe it's 2 weeks right now, it's put in the newspaper. Once it's put in the newspaper, it costs about $2,500, give or take, once it gets in the newspaper. Okay, so that's 1 week, 2 weeks, boom, auction. So we know that it costs roughly in that last month, it's probably about anywhere from probably about $4,000 that last month. That's how much it costs. So we know now if there's a foreclosure sale date within a month, okay, and all of these expenses have already been sent out by the lender, they're not too willing to extend that date. Okay,
Probably not.
so we know that in our home state. Okay, so that's one thing that you need to be able to do in your home state. Talk to an attorney, talk to your title company, figure out how the process goes in your home state. For us in Connecticut, we know how the process goes, so we could set expectations with our client.
Right.
Now, Chris, how did you get 5 extensions on this?
Well, with this one, we always had like full market offers.
Okay.
That's a bank's not going to postpone a foreclosure by sale if it's costing them $6,000 unless they have. It's worth it. It's worth their while. So we were lucky we had some full market offers come in, and it made sense to them financially, to Litton financially, and so that's basically that's how they postponed it. They decided, let's give these.
And it was
offers
more than a month. Before that sign was in our client's yard, it was more than a month. That's one of the other reasons why they're willing to postpone the deal.
Right.
Okay.
At this point now, that's what we're saying. At this point now, that if there's other liens that are in the picture now, and plus the value is dropped, so now at this point, it's not worth their while.
Yeah, they're
anymore.
just taking it to sale right now. Unfortunately, the buyer's financing was up in the air, and then a lien popped up last
6
second.
liens popped up.
The 6 liens, they're actually hospital liens, which they typically want about 50%, and unfortunately we couldn't find the money to get them 50% on 6 liens. So that was one of the challenges, and they did pop up last minute, so not when we first started this property.
Yeah, they literally were added to title about a week and a half ago.
Yeah, a week and a half, which kind of stinks, but it is what it is, part of the game. All right, now let's go over to SLS, Chris.
Yeah.
What's the latest and greatest with them?
Well, basically, those guys. If any of you have any second mortgages with them, we've recently taken on a lot because we had a bunch of properties that we got with seconds that were originally with GMAC. GMAC sold a package of loans to SLS, so we recently came upon about 4 or 5 properties with seconds. The nice thing with SLS,
And this is a good thing.
I've always enjoyed working with these guys because they're always quick. It's usually roughly about a week for them to get a written approval back, and so they work quickly and they get back to you right away. So you're not having to wait 3-4 months for them.
So that brings up a good point now. All right, now Chris, what if I asked you? All right, well, 80% of all loans out there right now have first and second mortgages on it. So when do I submit the second mortgage short sale package?
Yeah. Well, it has to do with the timelines for the lenders. I mean, how
do you do it?
I typically, we've done several hundred short sales here in here, so like at this point, I know the timelines for pretty much all the lenders we work with. And so, for example, let's say the first mortgage takes 3 months, and let's say we have a second with SLS that takes a week. What I would do is I would get the first going. And then, knowing it's going to take about a week, once the first is within 2 or 3 weeks of approving, I'll send it over to the second.
So typically, once the BPO is done from the first mortgage, that's pretty good roundabout.
Yeah, maybe a little bit after that.
A little bit after,
yeah.
Okay? Because once they actually get it back on their desk, they'll give 30 days. So once the first mortgage, we'll get the BPO back, they approve it, then boom, Chris hammers it. So that's just a little guideline there.
The goal is to get both written approvals, within the same week, so that the timeline for the approvals, the good through date on the approvals, is the clock is starting at about the same time.
And why is that important on SLS? This is a good tip right there.
Because if SLS, here's maybe the one downside to them is that after they give their approvals for 30 days, even if you tell them right up front that you're going to need more.
Because your buyer's FHA and it'll take you 45 days.
Minimum, right.
They don't care.
They don't care. They give you 30 days, and if it doesn't close in the 30 days, then unfortunately another 1% of the principal gets tacked on.
Here's another thing. They typically don't do BPOs, and they want 10% of their principal. Boom,
Right.
That's good stuff right there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's some pretty good tips.
That's a whole list of tips.
Yeah, but anyway, that's our pre-foreclosure daily grind tip of the week. For anyone who's interested in our boot camp, go to shortsale.bootcamp2010.com. We have a killer deal going on right now. We're giving away the boot camp for free with the investment in our flagship system. That's pretty cool. Also, check out ManageMyShortSale.com. It's our online short sale management and loan modification tool. So go check it out. Anyway, Chris the Drummer Bowes, Bob LaChance with this week's pre-foreclosure tip of the week.
Somebody wake me up. Somebody wake me up, yeah. Somebody please wake me up. Whatever happened to the butterflies? Whatever happened to the summertime? And the feeling I got the first time that I saw your eyes, I know. Whatever happened to the honesty? Went out the window with the best of me and the rest of me.